Canadian Business and Current Affairs Database. This webinar will discuss the Canadian Business and Current Affairs Database, the CBCA, a ProQuest product. By the end of the webinar, the viewer will be able to identify the unique features of this database and how to perform a basic and advanced search, and understand how best to create precision in their search results. There's some important things to remember about the CBCA. Actually, there's one very important thing. It's big. The database covers millions of full-text records starting from 1933 to the present, and it's updated daily. All the sources are Canadian and are in English or French, and searches can be conducted in any language. It goes well beyond scholarly journals to include trade publications, magazines, reports, transcripts from radio and television broadcasts, news releases, even blogs and cartoons. This will impact the language used in the search. Take, for example, the search terms heart attack and myocardial infarction. It's referring to the same thing, but the searches will yield different results. The former will bring back more magazines, radio, and TV transcripts, and the latter will return more scholarly journals. The CBCA covers Canadian studies, culture, education, agriculture, and so much more. So it has a broad range of appeal for readers, for researchers, and even job searchers. Master's and doctoral students will find the CBCA useful for primary and secondary source material, and job seekers will find the database useful for more information about the companies they're applying to, and to find out more industry-specific information. We'll take a closer look at that feature shortly. Before we head into the database, I want to touch briefly on the information cycle. Because of the broad range of sources, the CBCA covers events from the day that they happen right to the 1 to 2 year point. In doing searches with this database, I've noticed that the sweet spot falls mainly within the 1 week to 6 month time frame of the news cycle. Another thing to note, Langara subscription has access to the index of all the articles, but not necessarily the full text of all the articles, so more digging may be needed to find the full text of any particular article. Langara Library gives you the option of searching Google Scholar or obtaining the full text by interlibrary loan. Now, let's take a look at the database. So let's delve into the CBCA homepage. The homepage contains 5 subheadings: the basic search, advanced search, publications, about, and change databases. We'll go through each section in the order in which they appear in just a moment. If you scroll down, you'll see all of the databases in the CBCA, and below that the subject areas on all things Canadian, including business, current events, agriculture, history, and politics. So let's start with the basic search function. The basic search contains a search bar, a tick box to request full text results only, and a link to ProQuest search tips. In the search bar, enter your search term. To demonstrate, I'm going to enter in Paul Bernardo. I deliberately chose this search because this story covers a long news period starting back in 1988 and is ongoing to this day. It includes results that represent the entire news cycle and a broad range of publications. As you can see, there are over 3,000 results that include newspaper articles, television transcripts, and magazine articles. If you think that this number seems a little bit low, you're right, it is. Remember, there was a publication ban on the court proceedings. To narrow or refine your search results, review the facets on the left-hand side of the screen. The first 2 limiters are full text and peer-reviewed. As you scroll down, you can sort by source type, including scholarly journals, newspapers, wire feeds. The next limiter is by publication date. So you can either enter a date range or just move the slider over back and forth to choose the year that you wish to investigate further. Now, if you'll notice, there's a little spike in 2018. Paul Bernardo recently came up for parole and was rightfully and thankfully denied. Further down, you can sort by subject. And these subject headings are ones that the database pulls out. The document type, including, again, news, transcripts, features, commentaries, language, English and French, of course, by publication title, by location, by database source, and of course these are all the ProQuest databases, and by person. Now, I entered in Paul Bernardo, but all of the big players in this case have shown up here. So Karla Homolka, of course, his wife and accomplice, his former wife and accomplice, and his two victims, Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French, and Ken Murray, who was one of the lawyers. Can then sort by company and organization, and by document feature. Now let's take a look at the advanced search options. Let's first begin our search using the command search line. The command search line is designed to help you build a precise search using operators to combine different fields that target your search terms. The CBCA uses the three basic operators and, or, and not. It also uses the greater than, less than symbols for date searching and supports nested queries in parentheses and wildcard and truncation to find variants in spelling or words that begin with the same character string. The database will only search the fields that you specify in the command search. If you scroll down the command search list, you'll notice that there are a lot of fields, so the command string can become very complicated. For this demonstration, though, let's keep things really simple and let ProQuest do the work. Let's do a quick demonstration with Nobel Prize winner Alice Munro. So Alice Munro and Nobel Prize are search terms, and I've already entered them into the box. We press search, 115 results pop up. But also notice at the top, ProQuest has created the command string for you. So they've nested Alice Munro, they've inserted the Boolean operator, and nested Nobel Prize. Again, like all the searches within this database, you can limit your search using the facets on the left-hand side. So now let's take a look at the advanced function using the search fields. Let's begin by entering Alice Munro into the first search field. Now, if you notice to the right of that, you have the option of indicating where you want your search term to be searched. And let's just stick with anywhere but full text. And we're also going to include Nobel Prize. Now, over here is where you indicate the operator that you want to use, and we're going to stick with and. And again, you have the option of where you want your search term to be searched. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice that you can limit by date, you can limit by company or organization, and you can actually look up companies and organizations. You can search by location, and again, you can search for locations. And you can also insert the NAICS code. And what that is, those are just simply industry codes, and you can actually drill down quite a bit. Let's take a quick look at that. So if you look at agriculture, forestry, fishing, and hunting, and just press the plus sign, you can actually drill down quite precisely. So if you're looking for support activities for crop production, all you have to do is enter that code or click on the little box here and add it to your search. Again, if we continue to scroll down, you can refine your search by looking at the source type. You can search for blogs, you can search for wire feeds, you can search for document types, book chapters, conferences, conference papers, editorials, essays. And then document feature. It could be a cartoon, it could be graphs, It could be photographs or illustrations. And then the last facet you have available to you is language. And all languages are supported by this database. Press search. And up comes your results. Again, your command line shows up on the top line there. And again, on the left-hand side, you can review the facets to increase the precision of your search. The publication search is precisely that, an index of the publications sourced in the database. Searches can be done by entering a term in the search bar, conducting an alphabetical search, or using the facets located on the left-hand side of the screen. If you know the name of the publication, simply enter it here. And sure enough, they have both the full text online and print version of Maclean's magazine. But let's say you have a job hunter looking for more information about a specific industry. So let's enter the search term engineering and click on subject and press search. And sure enough, there are 28 publications that deal with engineering. And then of course you can use the facets to improve your search precision. So let's say that your search is complete and you want to share your results with your patron or to keep for your own future reference. If you navigate over to recent searches, you'll find all of the searches that you've conducted during your session. Now what you can do from here is, under Actions, you can delete the search, you can modify it, you can create an alert, an RSS feed, or get a link. The other thing you can do is export your searches into PDF format, RTF, or HTML. And finally, if you click on the search itself and you want to choose one of the articles that showed up in your search, simply click on it, and from here you can get the citation, you can print it out, you can email it, or you can save it. ProQuest also offers the option of searching 3 databases at once. So if you just click on Change Databases, you can select all of the databases that ProQuest offers: Business Market Research Collection, Canadian Business and Current Affairs Database, and Canadian Major Dailies. Depending on the needs of your patrons, you may choose to search one or all of these databases. To recap, the CBCA is all Canada all the time. It's a big database, and it's a good resource for just about anybody. It covers the full gamut of the information cycle and is a great source for primary and secondary material. It's also seamlessly integrated with other ProQuest databases. Congratulations, you've made it this far. Thank you for watching.